So, talk about. Now, this was a theory that my friends and I actually came up with when he first announced his candidacy here. We said that this was actually a very smart move for Trump in terms of business. The president basically huge amounts of publicity, and no publicity is bad publicity when you're a business. When it's all about money, just being loud and brash and focusing all the attention on you, outlandish claims, isn't insanity. It's, in fact, entirely reasonable. It may be a bit unorthodox and may, some would say, cross some ethical boundaries, but it's certainly not illegal, and it's certainly for somebody with the amount of power and wealth that Trump has, just a way to exacerbate that. This comes on the heels of a few days ago when Trump pledged to abolish the environment because it's a hoax, garbage. So he was at a gun rights activist rally, Yellowstone, and if he is elected, one of his first acts is to abolish the environment. The truth, my friends, is that the concept of the environment is a socialist plot to destroy capitalism. Just think about. Uh, and later, folks, I promise you that by the end of my first term, there'll be no environment left, not even a scrap. Now, this is. I think that Trump knows what he's talking about. Not in that he's right about the environment. I completely agree, but I think that he doesn't even agree with himself on this case. I think that while Trump is not a very intelligent man, that he's smart enough to make plays like this. I mean, basically, what's happening now is that the entire Republican Party is falling away from him. With every crazy statement that he makes, his support, it could be by other politicians, it could be by the populace, but he says something and then just people leave. I mean, what's the best way to, after you've gotten so much publicity around the globe, because the entire world has been watching this elections, and if you just, oh man, so the there's a high-ranking staffer on the resources who said once again he's completely what our 2016 party platform promises to abolish is the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, not the environment, which I think is a terrible idea. But I think that Trump knew exactly what he was doing. Uh, when he won, I believe it was New Jersey, his victory speech there was the one where basically he realized he was going to be the nominee, and it's such a somber speech. Like he knows now that he has to go through with this and that he's gotten himself in too deep. So, I mean, if you wanted to get out and not just be like, oh, hey guys, sorry, I didn't really want to be president. I just wanted to promote my businesses, to the whole world and basically have other people pay for the advertising. I think I think that Trump would pretty much be damned as a businessman after that. But if he basically makes himself seem so insane that he is unsupportable as a candidate, they may just kick him out. And I bet that that's what he's hoping on. He's either hoping on that or that his poll numbers fall so low that there's no way that he could win so that he doesn't have to be president. I mean, honestly, does Donald Trump want to be president? The pay, first off, just the pay is way under whatever he's getting, whatever Trump is getting now. Two, it would take away a lot of his time from him handling his businesses or planning expansions and things like that. He would have to take basically 4 years off of his businesses because if he's doing stuff as the president and as a businessman still at the same time, there could be some issues there. I don't know. Like oh, it could be like a conflict of interest, especially since what if something happens to one of his businesses while he's president? Hey, there's a lawsuit against Trump University. Well, I wonder if President Trump, you know, that's that's not even a reason why he doesn't want to be, but why he shouldn't be. I mean, he doesn't want to be because it takes away from his business. It's a lot of stress. There's not very many perks. I mean, you have to live in the White House. I mean, I'm pretty sure he'd rather live in a penthouse apartment because 2 stories, 2 floors, not enough floors. Needs like 50 at least. Got to be at the top. Got to be the biggest room. But anyways. And then there's the bottom part of this article here. Oh, strictly speaking, there is no such thing as the environment. Sure, there is land and water and air, and there are animals and plants and all sorts of bugs, but to claim that they are somehow integrated into an overall whole is preposterous. It's a plot perpetrated by environmental zealots seeking to impose world government on us all. I believe that what he said is the environment. I believe that we have enough evidence in nature that we can see that it is, in fact, all related. There are entire fields of study that are dedicated to how changes in the environment affect populations and how changes in other populations affect other populations in food webs. For example, if there is an increase in the number of rabbit, there's a warmer year, and so rabbits breeding season is longer. They breed more during warm weather. We'll just say that that is a thing. It could be true, could be the opposite. I don't know. But as a hypothetical situation, it doesn't seem unreasonable, and if there's sufficient data to back it up, okay. Now, when that rabbit populate, we have a couple years of warm weather, El Nino, and then so the rabbit populations increase. You would expect to see a increase in the amount of plant matter that species, because they're breeding more, the population larger, and so their source isn't going to go as far. And you'd probably see a decrease in that. Probably also see an increase in predators, hawks, wolves, snakes, basically anything that eats rabbits is going to have more food available. and so their populations will increase. And you have a couple cold years, or if the rabbit population increases too much, then their food source can't sustain them, and then they die out. And then there are too many predators, and the predators die out, and they kind of work in these cycles. And we know this. We've seen it. You see it in populations now. But implying that there's no that doesn't exist, that thing that we've studied, that we've seen direct causal relationships in, I mean, it's a pretty that's a pretty bold assertion. Okay, and the person who's saying this is a CEO and founder of Young Americans for Freedom from Ecological. I don't know what this guy's credentials are, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what he's talking about. But, anyways, I digress. Back on the subject of Trump. I think that we know at this point now that he's not going to win. But I think that he's going to make sure. And as somebody who would like a democratically controlled Congress, if he continues to damage the Republican Party, I would not be upset at all. Slash rant. Anyways, if you like the video, like it, subscribe, check out some of my other videos on the side panel over there. Yeah. And next time, the next thing is going to be probably still about Trump, but, you know, something else that Trump said. Because it's still good, there's still good things to talk about, because his views are kind of line up with the Republicans. Anyway, see you next time.